Vancouver International Airport is one of the coolest airports in Canada. Today, we'll be touring the airport to evaluate infrastructure, amenities, and all you need to know about large hub airports in Canada. So without any further delay, let's go ahead and get started, everybody. Alrighty everybody, welcome to Vancouver International Airport. Today we dive into one of the nicest airports in Canada, and this is especially exciting considering that this is a large hub airport, so I hope all of you are excited for this. I'm going to use a variety of supplemental photos along with several of my own, as I've only visited the airport once, but I can definitely say that this airport is absolutely awesome, and again, I'm really excited to dive into this, and I hope each and every one of you are as well. It's going to be epic, so what are we waiting for, guys? Let's just go ahead and get started. I'll also throw in some video clips in the middle of the video so you can get a little bit of a break of kind of the narration aspect of this, but there's so much important information to dive into today, so let's just go ahead and get started. So here's kind of an overview. If you don't know, Vancouver International Airport sits on the south side of Vancouver, on right there on the Pacific Ocean, so you can see kind of an overview picture of it right here. And I also have another satellite image here that gives us a better look at the gates and runways. So here is a shot from the Wikipedia, all the credits designated to the respective shots in the frame here. So as you can see right here, Vancouver International Airport has several piers here, and I think they're looking to expand it in the future, which is pretty exciting. But anyways, down here where my cursor is, this is where WestJet and the low-cost Canadian carriers park. Over here, you're going to find Air Canada flights. Air Canada continues all throughout here. Then we have some international wide bodies, and we rounded out with some more various action here between Air North and a couple of other carriers on the eastern side. We also have a very cool hotel right here as well, and the spotting observation area. I don't know if it's in this frame or not, but it's somewhere around here. And we also have the south terminal over here, which is where I came into on Pacific Coastal. So safe to say there's quite a bit going on here at Vancouver International Airport. There's also a seaplane base over here on the south side as well. So there's quite a bit going on, various hangar facilities and all kinds of really cool information. What we're going to dive into today is the airport infrastructure, and I also have several other videos around the Vancouver area, aviation related, plane spotting, Flight City, the model store, and so many others. So definitely check those out if you're interested. But today we're going to be talking all about airport infrastructure. So let's go ahead and get started. So I had to go get some additional pictures because mine just weren't good enough to really showcase how nice the Vancouver International Airport is. The airport's seen several expansions and renovations over the last 20 to 30 years to really modernize and make it a premier facility in Canada, and every aspect of the airport really reflects that today. So first and foremost, we're looking here at a security checkpoint, and you can just see the amount of attention to detail and effort that's put into this, from the various glass obviously to the various infrastructure and attention to detail. You can really exhibit and highlight how nice this airport is, and overall I think they've done a really good job with the various walkways, the monitors projecting where all the gates are, all the flights, obviously security wait times and so on. So it's really great to see how much effort's been put into this, and overall it looks really nice. So here's a really great shot to encapsulate that and really dive into it. So overall I think it's great. Love the rocks as well for the pillars, and again the glass really shows off, you know, how nice this airport is, and I think it was definitely worth the investment for them there to make it as nice as they have. So a very cool shot right here. Here's another cool shot the outside. I know it's not the prettiest one, but it shows you how awesome the tower is in conjunction obviously with the departures area here. They have in various languages. That rock infrastructure continues outside, so you definitely get quite a unique vibe here, and I think it definitely shows off various cultures that are around Vancouver and kind of some of the local yet region-based kind of concepts. So it's definitely awesome to encapsulate all of that here, and overall I think that they've done a really good job. Here's my shot. It's not the prettiest one from the Air Canada check-in area. You can see how nice they did on the roofs and obviously the walls as well. I think they have some lounges up there, but again, the departure board's nice and big. You can see all destinations. I even think I could see my flight from here, which is great. The departure times along with all the gates. So all this is really nice, very nice and organized, and it's really cool. Here's the Air Canada kiosk where you can see how easy it is to utilize these. So definitely a really great piece of the puzzle right here. And overall, it's really nice to say the least. Security at Vancouver International Airport can vary. This is obviously a peak summer day, so as a result, the lines were fairly long. I think the wait times is on the next one. Let me get to that. So you can see here, here's the south gates where I believe all the domestic operation is, so that's why it's all designated here. So you can see 1 through 12 is 9 minutes. The B checkpoint, 11 through 28 is about 9 minutes, and 29 through 52, which was us, which is 6 minutes. So overall, not bad at all. So, you know, obviously a little bit of time, but not too bad to say the least. So again, to put it a little bit more perspective, these gates down here, 1 through 28, includes all of the low cost and WestJet flights, and 29 through 52, I believe, is exclusively Air Canada might be a couple exceptions, but I'm pretty sure it's mainly Air Canada operations. So anyway, though, you can see the line here has the various points. Overall, very manageable. One of the main changes to Canadian security relative to the US is you typically have to take all of your toothpaste and other liquids out and put them in a separate plastic bag. That's fairly universal around the world. I don't know why the United States doesn't do that, which is kind of interesting. But as you can see right here, Canada does that too, and you can kind of see the liquid advertisement here. And again, it's very prominent throughout Canada, so you'll get a bag for that and all of it. So yeah, they just like to have it in that format. But yeah, you can see some other various amenities here with the security units. They're pretty nice there. So again, this was a pleasant experience and pretty easy to make it in. And there's the security wait times one more time there. Also, this walkway has a really cool, and I'll show you here in a moment, collection of Gemini Jets models from a donor or somebody that donated a portion of his collection to Vancouver International Airport. I also made a video on that, so definitely check it out. It's a really cool collection if you like model aircraft. But once I made it through security, I did get a couple plane shots, and these are in the plane spotting videos, so definitely check those out too if you're interested. This shot I thought was cool because it had the WestJet Q400, a Flare Max 8, and a Porter E2. These are some of the premier Canadian carriers, so definitely cool to encapsulate all of them. This is looking towards the west, so you can see a barge boat over here and some of the mountains that are over there on the far side. So overall, that's really cool and great to note the unique ground service equipment like the various air steer pieces and connecting units and some GPUs and whatnot. So all this is really cool, I'd argue. This is the walkway between the low-cost gates and the Air Canada gates. What's cool about this, they have several pieces on display. You can see all the various art over there on the left, and up here you're going to see there's a good shot of it with some more aircraft taxiing around, but you can also see the model aircraft collection, which is in this walkway, so it's quite cool. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to go down here, but I tried to get some shots to kind of replicate what it looks like. It's overall a pretty nice facility from what I found on Google, but I mainly found more shots from the amazing check-in and security area, along with some more of the 60, 70, 80 gates, which was kind of interesting. I was surprised they didn't share more from the WestJet and low-cost side, but it seemed more of what I'm going to show you here for the Air Canada gates when I was able to find some shots on that. Here's also the Air Canada Maple Leaf Lounge. This is a really sweet lounge, and I highly recommend checking out that video that I made as well. So as you can tell, Vancouver got a bunch of content, which is really cool, but this will be a fun video to make, a US native heading over to a Canadian lounge to see what that's like. So that'll be fun. I think all of you will enjoy that very much. And this shot wasn't the prettiest, but I just wanted to kind of replicate what it looked like there for gate 49. So you can see the roof there. It almost kind of looks like a classroom building, which is kind of funny with the high ceiling, but it's a little bit nicer than that. So these regional jet extensions were added on later, and they're still pretty nice, obviously, especially that podium and TV monitor there to encapsulate all of what's going on. I'm using encapsulated a bunch today, include what's going on. Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. Be there, be there, be there. Vancouver shirt, last chance. Beautiful British Columbia. Rouge. That was cute. It was fantastic.
We would now like to invite all observant customers to board the C40 number.
How about a Rouge 319 and 100? I'm almost there. It's gonna be us in Transbrook. So yeah, it's definitely manageable, but obviously it's not quite as nice, that check-in area, but would you ever expect it to be for gates like this? So this is not the highest res shot, but I thought it was cool to kind of show you what it looked like on the outside and the inside simultaneously, so you could kind of get that visual perspective. So you can see here at gate D64 and some of the surrounding gates, how open and wide it is. This is the best and premier part of Vancouver International. So you can see gate 63 back here where that Air Canada, I think that's the 63, might be 83. Anyway, you can see kind of how that lines up with what the outside looks like. So obviously the concept here is a very open design, light come in, you have the ceiling lights to go with it, along with that interesting pillar piece here in the middle with the wood. I think it's pretty cool. It's really got a bunch going on, which is, you know, I wouldn't expect it to be quite this much for the Pacific Northwestern region. Typically, most of the airports around here are, and we saw this with Victoria too, they have some going on, but it's not too complicated. For example, Victoria had a similar light design like this, but there was maybe like half the lights, for example. They also had some nice wood infrastructure, but it wasn't quite as, I don't want to use the word pressing, but as like present as what we have here. So with that all being said, it's worth noting that let's see, what am I trying to say here? Vancouver definitely goes above and beyond these areas, but as you can see, there's plenty of seating. It's all real nice. And when it is sunny there, obviously that light can really come in. But unfortunately, and as you can see on the picture on the left, it can be pretty gloomy there at times as well. So kind of tough to get it lit up, but there are lights on the inside too. This probably took on a cloudy day to still keep it nice on the inside, and obviously plenty of action going on too. So still a really great shot. And then kind of hidden on this a little bit, it looks really great from the outside and definitely a really good impression for any international travelers or just in general if you want to impress. That's definitely the way to go. And then here's another a little bit better shot here of the other D gates, and very similar concept here at D54, which is obviously in the same area. 66 is going to be somewhere down here. Bunch of lights going on. I really like the open area over here. I think that's quite nice, but I think the lights, maybe just half as many, would be a little bit more pleasant for most people. But again, I'm just one person, so comment below what you think. But you can see this wood design down the middle right here. This also could be just because of the, you know, how overcast it can be, just to keep some character in here. I'm not exactly sure what the logic is, but I really like the walls over here with the restroom facilities and other vendors. So overall, I think there's a bunch to like here, and it's definitely one of the nicest airports in Canada, no doubt about it. Just wanted to really highlight on how much is going on here, and I think it is cool. It definitely, you notice a new piece of air every single time you fly through, so that it does have that going for it too. But this shot took at night definitely looks quite nice right there from Daily Hive. And then here's the regional jet kind of area for Air Canada. This is the 40 gate range. So you see here gate C40, it can get a little bit crowded in the summer. I bet it's a little bit more manageable in the fall, winter, and spring months. But you can definitely see here that obviously, even with these prop gates, you can, and some regional jets, you can really overload it. So it's not a problem, but you can definitely see how busy you can get. But again, and people are using all the seats here, as you can see in this picture. There's definitely seats being utilized. So it just gets busy and people have to stand, and that's just kind of how it goes. But with it in between the banks, obviously, it's the only way to do it. So, and these are only so big. In fact, I can probably go back a little bit here to this overshot. These piers are pretty small, like this area right here where we were looking at previously, in this area as well. These are nice and big, so it's really only a couple of piers here. I'm sure this gate 1 through 11 area can get congested as well. And for anybody watching that wants to speak up, please do so in the comments below. This was a tough area to find pictures for, and I really struggled around here as well, besides what I found this 50s and 60s, but these pieces were just really small. So it's kind of a bad sample, and I also, well, not really bad, but just a different sample, of course. And I also, what was I going to add on to this? Didn't get any shots. I wasn't able to walk around because of so much. I had to get to the lounge to evaluate that. So, but you can definitely see that still does the job here, and it's definitely still a nice design. And here's kind of some of the Air Canada aircraft that park over here at this one, which this one looks a little bit newer with the HSBC and all that. So that looks really nice. But over here, I'm sure they're fine with the WestJet gates, for example. But here's some Air Canada Dash 8s. But surprisingly, ours was leaving from this little unit that we're in right now. I also thought it was cool that I had the Air Canada CRJ 900 in a model over there. It didn't turn out the best, but I still thought it was kind of cool. So got that featured here, and there's Air Canada pushed back. But yeah, this area looks really great, and I hope to return to this in the future. So if you'd like a follow-up video on Vancouver International, let me know. I would be happy to do it, but kind of got to get back there first. And then obviously here's our gates. So 39 was the one we were using, which serves to Cranbrook, which will be the upcoming trip port. So stay on the lookout for that. And they also had a flight to Regina, which is really cool at 2 p.m. there at gate C40. So very cool. It's also an international time. I thought that was pretty neat, but I think it's definitely really sweet to see that right there. But I guess we were a little behind. We didn't even board, and we were supposed to leave at, yeah, I don't know if that's boarding or departure time, because this says part A, which I'm assuming is departure. But anyway, yeah, pretty interesting right there, to say the least. But yeah, that's actually all the pictures that I have included here. Just really wanted to highlight on these couple here to really show you kind of the major infrastructure. That's pretty common throughout the airport, but there's other areas as well. Just really couldn't find any good pictures online. I'm going to look back over here again just to see if there's any inspiration. Let me leave it on a better shot so you all can take a look at that. But yeah, check-in area is really great. For the gates, you know, they didn't really show too much of any other portions of it. However, if I can minimize this, I'm going to go ahead and show you one more here real quick. Let me go ahead and pull this up. Let's see if I can get it here. And this credit goes to Wiki Voyage. They have a bunch of really great pictures on here, but I wanted to show real quick. Let's see if I can find it. It was somewhere down here. This is a really good article. So if you want to learn about Vancouver, this is where I would refer you to. This is the shot right here. Here's the 40s, and this is a little bit more, you know, graspable, if that makes sense. That's kind of the wrong word to use, but you know, a little bit more room, a little bit easier to space out, so on and so forth. So I definitely like that aspect of it, but I thought I would highlight that one so all of you could see that as well. So yeah, but it is really great, and there is really good parts to the airport in general. So yeah, definitely go on Google and take a look if you want, but there's a bunch of really great areas. I'm gonna have to show one more picture here from Future Travel Experience because it really is a good shot. Apologies, but I just really wanted to highlight, you know, some of the different areas, and this was kind of in the same area that we were in previously, but you can see how nice that shot is, and overall all that looks really great. So but as you can see here, there's not many shots from the areas of like you know, 1 through 11 or any of that. It's really just check-in, and then these 40 through 60s are highlighted more. And then here's an overview of it one more time in a numerical layout, so you can see all the different pieces here. International sites here on the north, and then obviously domestic, and our flight was right here on this corner. So overall, it's all real nice, and I really hope all of you enjoyed this Vancouver airport assessment video. Excited for more Vancouver content, so definitely check it out as it continues the rollout. But yeah, I really hope all of you enjoyed this. It's quite an awesome facility. Definitely go check it out sometime. Let me know what you think about it in the comments, and we'll definitely do a follow-up video sometime with more to the story. But with all that being said, everybody, that'll do it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. I want to thank each and one of you for watching. My name is Redriveraviation. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Trust process. Do you love and love what you do? My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon as Redriveraviation is signing off.